Hey, it's Roxanne, the spooky cat lady, and we're here at Michael's because I have a $25 gift certificate and we're gonna see what kind of art supply we can get for that. So I'm gonna try and find a new art supply, something interesting that I've never used before, and I've got to stay to $25 or less. So I do have a 20% off coupon off my entire purchase, so that will help with the taxes to keep it under 25. So we'll be able to use the whole $25 gift certificate to find something new and interesting. I thought about gouache, but gouache is kind of normal. So let's see what else we can find. Alright, so these are the art supplies I bought with my $25 Michael's gift card. I have never used this kind of stuff before. So I got one that is just a regular black India ink, waterproof, to draw the picture with. And then I got these, it says it's watercolor ink, so I hope that means you can use water with it to like dilute it and stuff. I accidentally bought a black. I meant to buy blue. $25 didn't buy very much. These guys were pretty expensive, so I'm adding in this color I already had to it because I meant to buy blue, not black. So we're gonna add this blue in that I already had, and I'm gonna play around with these and try to make something cool out of it. At the beginning here, I'm trying to fill this pen with ink. Since these bottles are ink, I thought maybe I can stick it into this old-fashioned ink pen. It didn't work though. I don't know if the pen itself is broke or I'm just doing it wrong. I have no idea how to put ink into this thing. I was just guessing. But I tried, it didn't work. It's an interesting story where this pen came from. I was at work. I would draw a lot when it was slow, and a lady who was staying there for some reason just said, "Here, have this pen." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I've had it for a couple of years now. I've never tried to use it, and since I bought this ink, I was like, maybe I can put it in there and try it out. I'll try again. Didn't work this time. So here I am, making a very messy swatch of the supplies just to kind of get an idea how they work. Can I water them down? How pigmented is it? All that kind of stuff. Do they mix together? Do they bleed? And I was pretty impressed with how they work. You can water them down. The silverish white was more transparent than I was thinking it would be. It sits on top, but it doesn't cover. It makes like the red, as you can see, look shimmery, grayish shimmery, and also the blue too, like a bluish shimmery, which is not a bad thing. So here I am, I gotta draw the picture. And honestly, I was trying to draw like a teddy bear cat. But as you see, as you keep going, you can tell it looks more like a wolf than a cat. So I kind of just went with that. Plus the colors that I had went with coloring it like a wolf more than it did coloring it like a cat. Like I was going to make it like a black cat. And yeah, my inexperience with these inks made it not work out. So right now as I'm drawing, I'm just being very messy. And I just keep making lines until I see the lines looking like I want them to look. And I'll get an eraser out, keep the lines that I like. And I'm just drawing on regular printer paper at this point. That is a mechanical eraser, makes erasing a lot easier. I suggest getting one. If you don't have one already, it'll make your life so much easier. So now I'm making the lines I'm keeping a little bit darker because I plan to use a light box to trace it onto the paper I plan to actually use. That way the lines look cleaner, and I can also, anything that still looks a little bit off to me, I can fix it. And I traced that box around it to make it the right size. Also, doing this, like say like you start drawing it and it's a like off center or it's not quite on the page where you wanted it. So now tracing it onto the new page, you can reposition it anywhere you want. So you don't have to worry about if you accidentally draw it to one side too much or anything like that. I do wish that I could have fit the whole tail in there. Technically, I could have scanned this, shrunk it a little bit, and then traced it again. And then I could have fit it on there better, but for this project, I didn't feel like going through that much detail. I was forcing myself to do this as it was. You know, when you just have this project and an idea for a project and you start working on it, and then for some reason you're just like, I really don't want to do this for some reason. Well, that was this project. I was just like, I really don't want to do this. But I pushed through, I finished it. Didn't come out as well as I would have liked, especially since, like I said, I was drawing a cat, not a wolf. But sometimes you just gotta go with it. If it looks like a wolf, then it's a wolf. I did make a version of this using Adobe Capture. I don't know if you guys know what that is. If you have a cell phone, you can go to the Play Store and you can download what's called Adobe Capture. And you can take a picture. If you have Adobe Photoshop, you can take a picture of the line art and it will turn it into a vector, and it will actually smooth out your lines for you and make it look more professional, which I plan to make a coloring page out of this, which I'll put on my website for free for anyone who's interested in coloring this themselves. And I'd love to see what you color. If you do color it, please send it to me and I'll actually add it to the listing on the website so other people can see what you created. But it'll make the lines look even cleaner. And it's really cool because if you have Photoshop, it will, from my phone, automatically transfer it to Photoshop. So the next time I go on Photoshop, it'll just be there in the shapes. And it's a vector shape, so I can make it as small or as large as I want, and it doesn't lose any quality. So I start using the inks, and right away I'm like, I don't like this. I'm apparently not an ink artist. I'm not sure what I didn't like. I mean, I love painting with acrylic. I love using colored pencils. But for some reason, the way this ink works, I just didn't like it. Wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. I also like Copic markers, and it didn't work like those either. Yeah. So you ink artists out there, let me know. What am I doing wrong here? Of course, my colors were very limited. because that's all I could afford to get with $25. And I even threw in that one I had already bought a long time ago. Is that cheating? Maybe. But, oh well. I meant to buy blue, not black. I don't know how I picked up a black one. I'm sure if I kept using these, I would get better. I'm also bad with watercolor too, so that's probably why I'm bad with this as well. Me and watercolors don't get along, and it was kind of like using watercolors. I do still think it came out cute though. And that's what I was going for. Something a little bit creepy cute for Halloween. And if I made that main part on it a little bigger, it would even maybe look like a lion if I wanted to make a lion out of it instead. And I'm thinking about making a colored pencil version, or maybe even try watercolor of this same thing just to see what happens. And I also, after making this video, I might make another video using the same drawing except using other supplies that I have and see if I can improve it any. Because I would like to have a more three-dimensional look to it, which is an artsy thing I'm still working on. Sometimes I achieve it, sometimes I don't. And maybe I'll add more details to it as well. So at this point, I'm really out of things to say about this particular work of art. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Most people who watch my videos are not subscribers, so please, please, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, give me a boost. I need it really bad. I work pretty hard and would love to keep growing. So if you get any value out of this at all, please, please hit that subscribe button. There it is, the final project. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!